Hi, and welcome to another episode of ECCB Connects. As we continue to celebrate Financial Information Month across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, we'll speak with Avonis Daniel of the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission about how investors are protected on the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. It's here, the family of EC Polymer Notes, our new money.
Here's what you can do to ensure your EC Polymer notes remain clean and last longer. Dry wet notes with cloth or paper towel. Wipe soiled notes with a damp cloth. You can carry your notes in your wallet, purse, or pocket. However, avoid creasing, crumpling, or stapling your polymer note. If by accident your polymer note gets tumbled in the washing machine or dryer, you can take out the creases by smoothing the note with your hand. Do not iron your polymer note. New polymer notes may cling together. You can loosen them by tapping the notes against a hard surface or shuffling them.
EC Polymer Notes, our new money. Cleaner, safer, stronger. Avonis, welcome to ECCB Connects.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, the ECSRC, the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission, has been in existence since 2001. What exactly does the ECSRC do?
Well, the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission is responsible for regulating the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market. The Eastern Caribbean Securities Market, or the ECSM, is a place where the buyers and sellers of securities conduct their business. And the main interest or the mandate of the ECSRC is to protect these investors. By trading securities, I mean any form of financial instrument that is used for investment, for example, shares and bonds.
Now, how does somebody actually become a shareholder and get to participate in the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market?
To become a shareholder, you purchase shares that are offered by the issuer. By the issuer, I mean the company that's offering or issuing shares. Once an individual purchases these shares, you become a shareholder of that company.
Avonis, you spoke about the ECSRC's role in protecting the investor. How do you actually go about carrying out this function?
Protecting the investors, we create a legislation which is called the Securities Act, which governs the securities business that is conducted on the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market. The ECSRC also is responsible for licensing corporations and individuals that wish to become involved in conducting trades on the market on behalf of individuals who wish to invest in shares of companies that are traded on the market.
So anyone who is participating on the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market has to come through you to be able to carry out that function?
Yes, the broker-dealer is a corporate entity which has to be licensed by the ECSRC. By law, the broker-dealer has to employ at least one principal and one representative, which would conduct securities business on behalf of the broker-dealer for its clients.
The principal and the representative, who are these persons?
Well, these are individuals that would be the frontline staff on behalf of the corporate entity. And these persons would be the one conducting the interviews with the clients.
So they actually engage the customer who is interested
Right.
in getting into the securities market.
Right. They try to find out what their needs are, what their risk appetite is, and to determine what shares they would like to invest in and how many. And they from there, they would conduct that trade of securities for them.
Avonis, say that I had some funds. I'm interested in investing on the securities market. How do I actually get to do that?
Well, a potential investor must first find out what types of stock he or she would like to invest in, and to see a list of the companies that are issuing shares, you can always visit our website, which is www.ecsrc.com, or visit the ECSE, which is the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange website, to find the list of shares that are available in the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market. Having done that, and you've identified what shares you'd like to invest in, the next step would be to find a broker-dealer, a licensed broker-dealer, one that is authorized to conduct securities business on the ECSM. Having engaged the service of the broker-dealer, you indicate what shares you would like to purchase and how many, in whatever quantity, and having an initial conversation with either the principal or the representative of that broker-dealer firm, you would be notified or should be notified of your risks that are involved in such types of investments, and then you would be able to determine whether or not you would like to participate in this type of investment. To find a broker-dealer, you can visit our website, www.ecsrc.com, or give us a call, and we can provide for you a list of all of the broker-dealers that are authorized to conduct securities business on the ECSM.
So now that I have engaged the services of a broker-dealer, I'm now a shareholder with securities in a company that is on the Eastern Securities Market. What are the protections in place to make sure that the money I've invested stays safe?
Well, there's the Securities Act, which is the legal protection that's in place for the investors, both the investors and the companies that they invest in, as well as the fact that the corporations and the individuals that are licensed by the ECSRC, that is also a protection that's in place, because then these individuals have to take the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market Certification Program and examination in order to ensure that they are qualified to fit the position of a principal or representative within the broker-dealer firms that they are employed.
So I have a legal protection, and then the person conducting business on my behalf is an expert at what they do.
Yes, as well as there are rights of the investors. There are a number of rights that the investors have. For example, the investor has the right to receive a notice of an annual general meeting of the company that he or she has invested in. At this general meeting, the annual general meeting, the shareholders have rights to vote, rights to elect a board of directors. And this election of board of directors give the shareholders control over the management of the company, even without having to be there on a day-to-day basis to run the business operations. By electing the board of directors, which are a group of individuals that would be in charge of the oversight and management of the company, as well as establish organization policies. So the shareholder has a level of control somewhat in the company.
Input.
Right. By being an owner of the company, you have a say in that company, as well as if there are any material changes that take place in that company. Through your vote or your election at the annual general meeting, you are exercising that right.
And I have a say in how things are operating.
Absolutely. And you can vote either in person or via proxy.
What are some of the other rights that I have that a shareholder would have?
Well, you would also want to follow up on your investment. So you have the right to get the financial statements. By obtaining the financial statements, you can look at the performance of the company, and you can determine whether or not you want to sell your stock or you want to keep your shares in that company. And you also have the right to sell if you would like to sell your shares. There's also the right to buy new shares. Sometimes when the company needs to raise further capital or additional capital, they would issue more shares of the company on the market. And these shareholders, if you're already a shareholder in that company, you may receive preemptive rights in that you are given first preference to purchase a certain quantity of these shares because they come at a subscribed price. before these shares are offered in the public. As a shareholder, you also have the right to receive dividends. Of course, this is one of the biggest perks of becoming a shareholder of a company.
Yes.
You look forward to your wealth. You've invested in a company and now you want to see your money grow.
You want to see the payoff.
Exactly. So the board of directors would declare dividends, and of course that usually comes from profits. So if a company has recognized profits, a percentage, the board of directors may determine that a percentage of this profit would be shared through dividends to the shareholders. And so once that declaration is made, then of course the shareholders have a right to receive their dividends according to the percentage of the profit as well as the number of shares that you hold in that company. The shareholder also has the right to sue the company. If for any reason you feel like your rights have been violated, then the shareholder has a right to sue the issuing company. If you feel like you haven't received your financial statements, or you feel for whatever reason they're withholding information from you, of course you have ownership in this company. You have a vested interest in this company. You have the right to have these financial statements, to know what is going on in the company, notice of the AGM, and be able to assess whether or not you want to maintain your shares or keep holding your shares in that company. If for whatever reason any of those rights are violated, you have the right to sue that company. And the court has a right to enforce your right, or has the power to enforce your rights.
So I have, as a shareholder, I would have, a form of recourse if anything were to happen, or I felt that I was not being treated in a correct manner.
Absolutely.
You've highlighted the rights of the shareholder who's participating on the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market. Where could someone get comprehensive information about these rights?
You can visit our website, or you can give us a call. Or better yet, we would have a booth at the financial fair in the square this 25th of October. And we would have brochures that would contain the information that you're looking for, or just engage one of our representatives in a conversation so you could learn more.
Yes, Avonis, as you mentioned, there will be a Financial Information Month financial fair in St. Kitts and Nevis as part of the FIM activities, and that will be happening, as you said, on 25th of October in the Independence Square. And the partners, ECSRC being one of them, will be there all day to share information and interact with members of the public about Financial Information Month and the products and services that they're offering.
Yes, we will, and I invite one and all to come to the financial fair in the square on the 25th of October 2019. See you there.
Avonis, thanks for speaking today with us on ECCB Connects and for sharing with us information about how shareholders are protected on the Eastern Caribbean Securities Market.
Thank you. It was certainly a pleasure being here and speaking to you about the protection of our investors on the ECSM.
To view any episode of ECCB Connects anytime, any place at your convenience, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn at ECCB Connects.
And now for this week's financial tip.
Hi, I'm Cordell Rose from the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange with your financial tip. Start saving ASAP. Not next week, not next year, not when you get a raise. The earlier you start saving, the more time compound interest has to work its magic.
That's it for this week's episode of ECCB Connects. Be sure to stay connected to the Financial Information Month Facebook page, Financial Information Month ECCU, for a look at all things FIM across the region. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.